Well, walk me through the process. Let's just say you and I decide today to go rob a jewelry store.
I
Okay?
could do that. You know, this is not a joke, Vlad. I get asked that on my channel all the time. I guarantee you I could rob a jewelry store today and not get caught.
Okay, so walk me through the process of robbing a jewelry store today without getting caught.
All right, we could give your audience a little lesson on how to rob a jewelry store.
Well, let's do it. Let's go through it.
Yeah, all right. The first thing first, you have to find out how much and where and what. You know, the first thing I walked by doing a robbery in a jewelry store is you go backwards. Can I get away with it? I don't care what's in it. Can I get away with it? So the first thing you do is you look for the right store, or you take, like I would go into an area and I would probably case 100 jewelry stores. 100. I would actually have an area. Let's just take one I did. You take in Maryland, or the Four Corners area in there. You go in that area. The first thing you do is you find out where all the jewelry stores are. Then you take you around and you gotta first see what they sell. Is it a pawn shop? Is it a fucking a commercial jewelers like Mayors or Zales or that bullshit? Or do they sell wholesale as well as retail? Those you like. They're selling wholesale or retail. Those are the guys who usually go to De Beers in Africa and actually go to the mines and actually get bags of diamonds worth $1 million, $2 million. And they're buyers, they call it, jewelry. But I went to the GIA Institute just to learn about diamonds. So anyway, you do that. You find out one. Now, what I mean by that, my perfect store is in a plaza. Like a plaza has an anchor store like a Publix or a grocery store or a Home Depot or one of the major retailers. Back then, the Kmart's or a Walmart or anything that had a big anchor store. Usually grocery stores are the best. And they had all the shops. You know, you see all the shops going around, all of them. And people think, why are you going to rob that? That's the best place to rob. First, you could case the store without anybody being suspicious of you casing it. You could sit in your car with a newspaper and they think you're waiting for your wife or somebody to come back from the grocery store. You just park at a certain angle. So now I know. Now I got to look where's the sun rising and when's it setting. That's going to tell me what time of the day I want to do it. You know, the sun rises in the east and falls in the west. Is it facing north and south or east or west? So you have to understand that. So you look at it. You case it. Once I know it's a good store, looks good on paper, the next step is to going in to find out if it has what I want money-wise. Now, when it has what I have money-wise, then my brain starts really clicking. Now, where does he put the stuff? Did he buzz me in? Does he have... Now, even to this day, they have buzzers that are in their pocket, like a keychain. And if they touch that buzzer, it'll go to the police, and then you're done. So when I robbed jewelry stores, I would actually make sure their hands were in sight and I knew where they were in between counters, because a lot of the display cases have buttons. Some of them have stuff where you pull the jewelry off and an alarm will go off. Unless they disable it. So you have to know all these things, and once you do know it and you know where they are, then you find out if they got what I call it the box. Good wholesale jewelers have a box about yo long, about that wide, long. Looks like a card box, like a playing card box. And in that box is all diamonds. Individual diamonds in the envelopes. So I would go in and say I'm looking for a carat and a half good diamond. When he pulls that box out, because he thinks I'm serious, and he knows he's not just showing me some shit in a fucking ring, I would fucking know where he pulled that out of that box. I'd ask two questions. I'd like to see a 1.5 carat. Let's say he picked it out of the middle. And he shows it to me. He gives me all his bullshit that I know he's trying to rob me. They're another bunch of criminals, the fucking jewelers. So he pulls it out. He shows me the diamond. I go, oh, show me just a little bit less. So if he shows me on this side, I know this side's that way, but that whole side's above a carat and a half. So wherever he pulls that out, I'm looking, and then I can almost calculate how much is in that box. And I would say to myself, okay, that box is worth $250,000 to me. I know my guy will give me $250,000 for what's in here, without blinking. So I know what the diamonds are. Now I watch where he puts it. A lot of them don't put it in the safe. They have a second safe, or they put it in a false floorboard. You know, thinking they're slick in case they get robbed that night. They just don't know they were hit by a fucking professional, a true professional. Now I do my timing. I've done it so well, I actually gave them a business card. Great robbery to fuck the FBI up, and they fucking... It ended up costing me, going to trial, and I cost the federal government $1 million in fees. And I got convicted. I got another conviction while I was in prison for the same charge that Bill Clinton got. 18 U.S.C. 1001, filing a false statement. Because I said my partner was a John Rodriguez. Well, the FBI looked for John Rodriguez in Miami. How many fucking John Rodriguez's you think are in Miami? Probably a fucking thousands. They went so far into this that they fucking went to a prison because how I did it, and you'll love this. I went in, I had a business card made, and the business card had not John, my bullshit name. I used Robert Michaels, Michael Roberts, different names. But how I got the business card made is, and then with my own address, is I went in Daytona Beach and I looked at the condos on the beach, and I saw the one that was boarded up, like the winter shades up. So I went into the lobby of that condo and looked at that apartment, got who it was, got that name on that one, and then I kept calling the number. And nobody's answering, which I wanted. Nobody answers, nobody answers, nobody answers. So I know they're away. That's a house phone in that condo. Nobody's there. So now I go in there and I give the guy a ring of mine to clean. He's thinking, oh, I got a big customer here. I got a $5,000 ring. Oh, my God. I'll come back and get it. Oh, wow. Here's my card. Call me when it's ready. He keeps calling the apartment. It's nobody there. I call back. Yeah, I've been out. Been running around. I'm a builder. I used to say I was a builder. So now this guy thinks, oh, I got a big guy. So when I come back in with my partner, and I in a sports jacket and all that, and I rob him, he is fucking like shocked as fucking shit. And he tells the fucking police, no, this guy's right here. I got his info and this. I already got my ring back. I got and everything else in the fucking store. And fucking, he goes, no, this is the guy. I checked him out. Here's his number. So happened that condo that I happened to get, I didn't know this until the end. The guy was in prison. And they thought he connected one of his prisoners up to rob this fucking jewelry store. How do you come to that? But when I got caught, I told them that my partner was John Rodriguez. Now, John Rodriguez, there is no such John Rodriguez. My partner was my brother, who ends up getting convicted because his wife tells on him. But that's a whole nother story. So, anyway, I just stuck to it. And I ended up going all the way to trial in 2001. Now, I'm in prison since 1996. I take it to trial in 2001. The reason I took it to trial, because if my brother ever won an appeal, which I did get him an appeal through the law, they can't use that. But if I would have took a plea, they could have used that. Because they tried to give me a plea. Funny story. The judge says, now, your audience got to understand a federal court. A federal court, they're fucking God. They sit high, the fucking cavernous big rooms. You don't fuck with a federal judge. I tell people, you want to do anything you want, curse the cop out, do this, don't fuck with a federal judge. I watched a federal judge give a dude who was supposed to get 18 months, 10 fucking years. Now, the guy won the appeal back, but it took him 3 years to win the fucking shit. So he did double the amount of time if he would have just shut his mouth. But he pissed off a federal judge. Don't fucking piss off a federal judge. So we're in court in Pennsylvania, and now the prosecutor's wanting to give me a plea. Oh, we'll do 12 months, time run concurrent. It doesn't mean anything. Just take the plea. We know everything. Okay, yeah, no, I'm not taking a plea. I'm going to trial. They're getting mad. So at the last minute, they come to me and they say, listen, will you go with a bench trial? That means the judges, the jury, and everybody. And then we'll still recommend time run concurrent 12 months. I said, okay, if you're going to do that. Otherwise, I'm going to fucking impanel a jury. It's going to take days. You know, it's a whole fucking process. They hate it, the federal system. So all of a sudden, we go to trial. FBI comes in with a fucking mountain of paperwork. I mean, like a hand truck. And they roll it in, and I'm sitting in there. My lawyer's with me. The prosecutor gives his case. Your Honor, this man cost us $1 million in fees, in investigation fees, and it was never John Rodriguez. It was brother, and all this shit. And we kind of put it on really a very shitty defense. There was no defense. And so then the judge goes, well, I find Mr. Lawton guilty. So my attorney says, listen, we'd like to waive the PSI, which is pre-sentence investigation. Mr. Lawton has been in prison already for 5 years. We'd like to waive the PSI and go right to sentencing. Sure enough, judge is loving this. He's getting this done in one day. Prosecutor goes, okay, recommendations. Prosecutor gets up and says, we're recommending 12 months time run concurrent. I swear, Vlad, I fucking know it. I was done. Judge leans back in his chair. He's got the glasses down here, and he's fucking, oh, fuck, I'm fucked. Because the judge can do anything. It's a federal judge. Even though his guidelines are up to 3 years, I thought I'm going to get 3 years. So he fucking lays back, and he goes, he picks it, he goes, prosecutor, stand up. I go, oh, fuck, man. I'm just sitting there. The prosecutor stands up. He goes, you just said this man cost you $1 million? And he gets this big piece of, paperwork on his desk. Boom! Cavernous thing. The judge says, the prosecutor goes, and now your recommended time run concurrent. What kind of deterrent is that? What are you? This is a joke, and this. The prosecutor's just sitting there. He goes, no, Your Honor, we wanted a bench trial, so we recommended time run concurrent. I'm fucked. The judge leans back in his chair. He goes, I'm just a federal judge. He goes, time concurrent. I fucking go, holy shit, I just fucking put the biggest fast one over him. Not that I give a shit, I got another conviction. I got fucking 5 convictions. What do I give a shit about another federal conviction? I've been convicted in Middle District of Florida, Eastern District of Pennsylvania, Maryland, and Georgia, and fucking another one in Pennsylvania with the 18 USC. So what do I give a shit about that? I had all these convictions anyway. What's another one?